multiple choices. I know sometimes it's very difficult. Probably we are being coerced or at least attempts are made for us to take choices which are not very voluntarily. I think no global South country would appreciate that. We would always like to take those choices which is available to us with everyone, with the global South and the global North. So if you ask me about the global South perspective, there is a lack of confidence between two global North and the North. Yes, there is. That comes with a lot of reasons. There is very little walk in the talk. We always see a lot of lectures as to how you should govern your country, democratic values, human rights, green energy, climate change, but very little in terms of delivering on it. Countries in the global South need the support of the global North on having access to low-cost funding, debt relief, transition of latest technology, the digital divide. So I think this is time for the global North to walk the talk and collaborate with it. I do agree during the last, as you told at the beginning of your introduction, since the end of the Cold War, the world has seen a relative calm and peace. Peace and stability is very, very important. As a result of which, as you pointed out in the morning, the economies or the GDPs have grown 8 times despite the challenges. The foremost of that and the precondition was peace and stability. So as we members of the global South would like and request the global North and the players who have so much of power. With great power comes great responsibility. Don't close the channels of diplomacy. Open channels of communication. Decoupling could be suicidal. De-risking, I do understand that. You can't put all your eggs into one basket. So it is their global South